It's big, it's bold, and it's an incredible value for flying 3D. Hey there, I'm John. This is Two Brothers RC, and this is the Avios Extra NG. Hobbyking sent this thing over recently, and it's awesome. But you don't have to take my word for it. Just watch it fly and form your own opinion. So, let's dive into it and see how it stacks up to the no patent pending Two Brothers review system. Before we get into the maneuverability section, let's start by giving you my actual opinion of the Extra NG. First, don't be an idiot like me. Use 2 battery straps or use Velcro to hold your battery down. Don't just rely on the single strap that it comes with. Here's why. Notice you didn't hear me say awesome when it crashed, or laugh, or any of the other stuff I'm known to do. I was silent because I was furious about this. Crashes normally never get to me. This one sucked because I was having so much fun flying it, and it's not the plane's fault, it's mine. The tumbling this thing can do almost defies belief, so if you plan to fly it like a 3D plane, strap it down good so it can't shoot the battery out. So, my opinion of it? Obviously, it's a plane from the Flex factory, or a factory that has identical manufacturing techniques. You can tell by the way it is. That's a great thing in this case. Hobbyking did well choosing this manufacturer because it's an airplane that's light, it's stupidly agile, and it's incredibly fun to fly. This is a plane that makes you look better than you actually are. You'll learn how to fly 3D with it, and you'll master some techniques that you might not be able to do with other planes. In short, this thing is an insane deal for the money, and whoever said it's too expensive is wrong and has no idea what they're talking about. Yeah, I know, that's super uncommon in radio control, huh? Starting off with maneuverability, the first checkpoint to look out for is whether the Extra NG is prone to stalling while maneuvering, also known as an accelerated stall. You can throw this thing around at nearly any airspeed without a care. Not only will it not disintegrate the airframe, but the control throws and servos are strong enough to force it into any attitude that you desire. That's a pass. The Extra NG doesn't fight your 3D inputs. In fact, it flows seamlessly into any maneuver that you tell it to perform. It's one of those 3D planes where it feels like it does exactly what you're thinking it should do. That's awesome, and it's also kind of rare. That's a pass. The motor and propeller combination on this plane, a 500 kV SK3 motor and plastic 16x6 propeller, produce a ton of thrust. It's both fast and capable of punching right through a hover. If you want, you can even overprop the model. After Hobbyking sent me a new one to replace the one that I'd borked, I replaced the 16x6 propeller with a 16x7 wooden Vox prop, which also performed quite well too, which was left over from my Precision Aerobatics Ultimate AMR 60. That's a pass. Harriers are completely free of wing rocking. Upright or inverted, it doesn't matter at all. With the tuned AS3X Plus gyro on my AR637T, this thing flies absolutely rock solid. I'll share the gains later, but this is a total pass too. Is it XA capable? Some people might disagree, and I don't care. The bar for XA capable seems to shift from day to day and from person to person. In my view, if it can pop top, if it can knife edge spin, and if it can do nice crankshafts, it's XA capable, so it passes here with a 5 out of 5. Moving on to flight time, the Extra NG averages well over 6 minutes per flight on Hobbyking's Bolt X 5400 high voltage batteries, and 7 minutes easily with SMC 5000 lipos. As I said earlier, make sure that you're using a second battery strap and some shelf liner to hold it down tight, or use Velcro. But I prefer shelf liner and 2 straps. That way you don't have to worry about the battery ever coming out. I do feel like hobbyking should include 2 straps with this airplane because that would definitely stop the battery from ever ejecting, but you could always add one yourself and it was still my fault. Anyhow, the Extra NG earns a 5 out of 5 here. Very impressive. Where the Extra starts running into any issues that I've noticed was the landing gear. The wheels are functional, hopping over yet another low bar in our reviews, and the wheels are soft instead of being stiff boulders that pass on all of the shock of any landing to the fuselage. That's 2 passes. Where it fails, it doesn't feature a stiff suspension. Actually, I'd say the suspension is more like someone shaped landing gear out of 2 sticks of butter. They're so soft that even gentle landings on grass or pavement will cause the plane to sit lower and lower to the ground until it prop strikes. Now, you can fix this by bending them back in shape, which I had to do a couple of times. But you shouldn't have to do this at all. Now, the gear are definitely lightweight. You can tell because the struts are made of aluminum, which is a pass, but the gear do not require low maintenance. They require a decent amount of it actually. As I mentioned, you need to hand adjust these struts after every 5 to 10 landings. It's not horrible, but it's definitely a fail here, and the Extra NG earns a 3 out of 5 in this category. Now, Flex does sell a set of carbon struts for the Laser 260E/QQ Cap 232EX60E. Yeah, that's a handful to say, which does fit the airframe with no mods. So consider that if you want to upgrade to something a little stiffer. The non-affiliate link can be found below in the description. Before we move on to the fit and finish and avionics sections, consider scrolling down a little for me and smash that like button. If you're not already subscribed, definitely consider it. And if you're not part of our Discord chat server community yet, hop down below to the description, join up and chat airplanes with us. I promise we don't bite, just like this plane. Moving on to fit and finish, the metrics we're using here are for 3D foam airplanes that are 1.4 meters in wingspan or larger. Now, I foolishly assumed that everybody making larger airplanes would bother painting them, but since I'm still pretty sure that this comes from the factory that makes Flex stuff, and they've long since given up any hope of paint ever staying attached to their planes, it's covered in stickers. Which is fine, I don't care, but the metric does look for paint and whether it adheres to the airframe. Since it doesn't have paint, we'll just say that it passes here because the stickers didn't peel up no matter how aggressively I flew it. The linkages are carbon fiber reinforced with nice ball links from servo arm to control horn. This is best in class for a foam plane. Pass. The foam is durable. It's also light too. It can take impacts, and if it gets dented, you can hit it with hot water and it will return to its original shape. Pass. It's very easy to assemble, if you remember to wipe down the carbon wing tube with kujan to remove any traces of the adhesive that they tape it with to the styrofoam container when it ships, and make sure to wipe it down to remove any remaining carbon dust. The plane assembles very quickly. Just be careful not to stab the fuselage with the wing plates as you put it together. It goes together with 2 wing screws and that's it. It's super easy to put together and it passes here too. It features robust plastic hinges instead of hinges that fall out just from looking at them, which is definitely a pass and an improvement from this factory. This thing is very solidly built as an airframe. That scores 5 out of 5 in this section. Our final category is avionics and lighting. First up are the servos. They're fast, they're precise, they're metal. You can't ask for anything else. That's a pass. The battery gets airflow from the snoot of the Extra, which forces air through the fuselage, over the ESC and battery, and out of the butthole of the plane. There's 0 issues with battery overheating or ESC overheating with this monster plane. That's 2 passes in a row. The motor mount is well designed from what I could see. It's solid wood with plenty of space to mount the motor to it. Don't prop strike and it'll be fine. Also, don't slam the plane into the ground and it'll be fine. Basically, don't crash it and it'll be fine. That's a pass. The battery allows for multiple locations in the fuselage to accommodate an aggressive or slightly nose-heavy center of gravity. Anyone who likes flying 3D will enjoy the different balancing that you can get with this airframe, and if you want a more docile trainer for somebody newer to 3D, you can run it nose-heavier too. That's a pass and another 5 out of 5. The Extra NG scores a grand total of 23 out of 25. That's hardly surprising considering Hobbyking obviously made an amazing choice to use this particular factory. If you've known me for a while, you've known that I've been hard on this factory before, but in this case, they knocked it out of the park. Call me a shill if you want to, I just think it's very clear that this factory made great improvements that make it score very highly on our objective scoring system. And if you look at this and still think that I'm just flying it the way I am and scoring it how I did because it was sent to me, you can think again. It really is this good, and not everyone on the internet is trying to lie to you to sell airplanes for a small commission. It's awesome. Fly it for yourself and tell me otherwise in good faith, because I guarantee you can't. Not unless you're one of those balsa purists who enjoy flying wood instead of foam, in which case, what are you even doing here watching a video reviewing a foam plane anyhow? If you like what you see, pick it up from our Hobbyking affiliate link below. Yes, once more, Hobbyking did send it in, like I said, and yes, we do make a small amount of money if you buy it from the link below. Comparable 3D airplanes cost more than this one does. If you think this is too expensive, you're objectively wrong. It's less expensive than the competition, and it flies exactly the same. It's a no-brainer. Get this Avios Extra NG, and you won't regret it. Before we wrap up, let's take a look at the gyro setup, which you'll find on screen right now. I settled on these gains with a throttle-based gain system governing them, so don't fly these gains on fixed gains. These are throttle-based adjustable gains. Again, they're not fixed. Check the card in the top right to find out how to set up your own throttle-based gain system with our NX Radio tutorial. Or if you insist on flying fixed gains, cut these values in half and hope for the best. Huge thanks goes out to our channel members on twobrosrc.com/supporters, and a very special thanks, as always, goes out to our mega fans, whose names I say every single week: Sarasota RC Squadron, Michael Smith, JR Man, Todd, N411X, and Jeff Baker, along with our Ultra fan, TBRC fan. You guys kick so much ass. Coming up soon will be an intermediate to advanced level Viper Jet 90mm tutorial to teach you how to fly jets at the next level. See you guys next week.